Jesus says, God does no longer blame you to your mistakes, He encourages you to upward thrust again, to walk with braveness and faith, and to locate energy in His love. While you fall, He does now not pull away in sadness or anger. Rather, He reaches out His gentle hand to raise you up from the ground of regret and disgrace. God's coronary heart is not made from judgment but of grace. He sees not simplest what you've got done wrong, however also the goodness that also lives inside you, the ability that has no longer been misplaced, and the beauty that may still develop from your ache. He is aware of that every mistake includes a lesson, and each incorrect step can result in the right path if you walk with Him. His encouragement is like the morning light that breaks through after an extended night time, assuring you that darkness never lasts for all time and that new beginnings are continually possible through His mercy. Whilst you make mistakes, you frequently sense unworthy, responsible, and by myself. You may even agree with that God is disenchanted in you, that He has become His face away. But Jesus says this isn't always genuine. God's nature is love, and love does now not abandon. Love corrects, courses, and strengthens, but never condemns. God does now not depend your sins, He counts your efforts to stand once more. He rejoices to your willingness to examine, your choice to trade, and your openness to develop. Each mistake will become a stepping stone whilst you allow His Spirit to paintings in you. Even while you experience misplaced, His presence surrounds you, whispering softly in your soul which you are nevertheless His baby, nonetheless precious, nonetheless capable of rising higher than before. The sector may additionally decide you, factor arms, and remind you of your screw-ups, however God's voice speaks differently. His voice is calm and kind, pronouncing, "My toddler, you aren't what you did, you are what I created you to be." He sees beyond your failures into your destiny, past your guilt into your grace. The mistakes you made aren't chains to preserve you back, however gear to educate you compassion and information. When you stumble, God does no longer say, "You're finished." He says, "Try again, and this time I'm able to assist you more." Each fall is an invitation to revel in His staying power. Every damaged piece of your heart turns into a space for His healing. God's encouragement is the quiet electricity that restores you, renews your desire, and reminds you which you are in no way too aways from His forgiveness. God's encouragement is mild but powerful. It does no longer come as a shout, however, as a whisper that touches the private components of your being. He tells you that even your beyond can serve His reason. The pain you brought on or endured can remodel into compassion for others. He uses your brokenness to create beauty. He uses your weakness to show His strength. He uses your failures to prove that His grace is greater than any sin. So, when you feel unworthy, remember that God never blames you. He corrects you, yes, but with love, not anger. He guides you with wisdom, not punishment. He teaches you through His word and strengthens you through His Spirit. His encouragement flows endlessly, reminding you that you are still chosen, still loved, and still capable of walking in His light. He wants you to forgive yourself just as He forgives you. Because holding on to guilt keeps you from receiving the full measure of His grace. Jesus says, "Lift your heart again. Let go of the fear that God is disappointed in you. He is proud of every step you take toward Him. He rejoices in your return and celebrates your courage to grow. Even if you fall 1,000 times, He will lift you 1,001. Because His mercy has no limit, and His love has no end. The encouragement of God is your light in darkness, your hope in despair, and your strength when you feel weak. It is the voice that says, "You are mine, and I will never give up on you." In this truth lies peace. You are not defined by your mistakes but by the love that redeems you. You are not a failure but a work in progress guided by divine hands. Every day is a new chance to walk closer with God, to learn from yesterday, and to trust Him for tomorrow. Jesus says, "Believe in His encouragement more than in your guilt." Because where guilt ends, God's grace begins, and where your strength fails, His love carries you the rest of the way.